take a look at this woman. She wants to get a haircut. Okay, so she needs to go to a hair salon to get her hair cut. This place is called a hair salon. Now, if it's just for men only, then it's called a barber shop. Okay, a barber shop. Now, men can go to a barber shop, but they can also go to a hair salon. Okay, so men can go to a hair salon and a barber shop, but women can only go to a hair salon. Okay, it might be a little bit weird if a woman went into a barber shop. They would say, what are you doing here? Okay, so remember that. Okay, so let's say this guy goes into a hair salon or a barber shop to get a haircut. Okay, so someone is going to say, hi, are you here for a haircut? And this guy says, hi, yeah, I am. Okay, do you have a reservation? No, I don't. Okay, a reservation means he called before and booked a time for the haircut. Okay, so he doesn't have a reservation. So she says, okay, no problem. It'll be about a 5-minute wait. Okay, sure. Have a seat and we'll call you when we're ready. Thanks. Okay, so you sit down and you might pick up a magazine or a newspaper or something and read that for 5 minutes. Then after 5 minutes, she's going to come back and say, Mark, and then you can stand up and you can follow her. Okay, she's going to say, how are you doing today? I'm doing great, thanks. Yourself? I'm doing good, thanks. It's pretty busy today. Then she's going to say, have a seat. Okay, and you're going to say, thanks. So, what would you like to have done today? Okay, what would you like to have done today? That means, what do you want? What do you want me to do with your hair? Okay, so every time you go to a hair salon or a barber shop, they're always going to ask you, what would you like to have done today? Okay, have done. Or they might ask, what are you looking for today? What are you looking for today? Okay, they're going to ask you something similar to these questions. Okay, so you could say, I'd just like a trim, please. I'd means I would. I would just like a trim, please. A trim is just a little bit. Okay, maybe that much. Maybe you go into the barber shop every month for a trim, like me. I go about once a month for a trim. Okay, then she's going to say, sure, about half an inch? About half an inch? Okay, then you can say, actually, if you could take off closer to an inch, that would be great. Okay, so she asked about half an inch, and you're saying, no, a little bit more, maybe closer to an inch, about an inch. Okay, she's going to say, sure. Okay, now take off means to cut off. You're going to hear this phrasal verb very often when you go for a haircut, okay? She's going to ask you, how much would you like taken off the sides? Or how much would you like taken off the top or the back, okay? There's different parts of our hair, okay? We have the sides, we have the top, we have the back, and around the ears, and bangs. Okay, bangs are hair that come down like this. So to cut the bangs, you cut them like that, okay? Men and women can both have bangs. Okay, now this person who cuts your hair is called a hairdresser or a hairstylist or a barber, okay? Now they're going to use different kinds of tools when they cut your hair. They're going to use scissors, a comb, and they might use a razor. They might use a razor for here or here just to make the edges sharp. Okay, now these things are called clippers, or a hair trimmer, or if it's for a beard, then it's called a beard trimmer. Okay, now this thing is called a curling iron. It's for making hair curly. Okay, this thing is called a flat iron. It's for making hair flat. So if you want straight hair, then you need a flat iron. If you want curly hair, then you need a curling iron. This here is called hairspray. You spray it into your hair. And this is called hair gel. You take it into your hands, rub it around, and then mash it into your hair. Okay, now there are so many different kinds of hair products out there. So very often we just use the word product to mean anything. Okay, so the hairdresser might ask you, what kind of product do you use? What kind of product do you use? And you can say, I use hairspray, or I use hair gel. Okay, now this thing is called a blow dryer or a hair dryer. Okay, now the hairdresser might ask you, how short would you like the sides? How short would you like the sides? Or how short would you like the top? Okay, then you could answer, could you use number 2 on the sides? Okay, so for example, when I go get my hair cut, I say, could you use number 1 on the sides? Okay, this is called a hair trimmer or clippers, and clippers have different settings, right? Setting 1, 2, 3, it gets longer, longer, longer. 1 is short, then 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so they might ask you, what setting do you want me to use on the sides? Okay, then you could say, I'd like number 2 on the sides. Okay, or you could say it like this, I'd like ½ an inch taken off the sides. Okay, you want ½ an inch taken off the sides. So ½ an inch is about 1.27 centimeters, and 1 inch is about 2.54 centimeters. Now this is called a taper or a fade. Okay, look, it's really short here, and then it gets longer and longer and longer. Okay, so you could say, I'd like it tapered on the sides and back, please. Okay, so that means you want the barber or the hairdresser to taper the sides and the back. That means to do it like this. Okay, so the hairdresser might ask you, what would you like to have done today? Okay, and then you can answer, I'd like a cut, or I'd like a trim, I'd like my hair colored, I'd like a cut and wash. Okay, so there's different options that you have to get a haircut. Okay, a cut means a haircut, a trim just means a little bit. Okay, colored means dyed, to have your hair dyed a different color. A cut and wash means a haircut and a wash. Okay, now before you go to a hair salon, you might book an appointment. Okay, so this is how you book an appointment. You call the hair salon and you say, hi, I'd like to book an appointment. Okay, and they're going to say, sure, when would you like to come in? Okay, then you're going to say, do you have any openings on Tuesday? Openings means free time, okay? Free periods of time. Those periods are called slots, okay? So maybe like 3 o'clock to 3:30. That's a ½ hour slot. 3:30 to 4, 4:30 to 5, okay? Those are time slots. So do you have any openings on Tuesday? Then she's going to say, yes, we have a 3:30 and a 4:30 slot available. And you can say, okay, I might be able to do 3:30. Do you take walk-ins? Do you take walk-ins? Okay, walk-ins are when you don't book an appointment. You just walk in and say, hi, I'd like to have a haircut. Okay, now if you book an appointment, then that's different. Okay, so there's 2 options, walk in or by appointment. Some hair salons only do by appointment. So you can't just walk in. You have to book an appointment. But other hair salons allow for walk-ins too. Okay, most hair salons that I've been to allow for walk-ins, but sometimes I book an appointment. So you're going to ask, do you take walk-ins? And then she's going to say, yes, we do. Then you can say, okay, I'll just come in whenever I'm free then. Okay, I'll just come in whenever I'm free. That way you don't have to book an appointment and then cancel, or that way you're not late for an appointment. Okay, sometimes it's better just to walk in and wait for a few minutes. Okay, so she's going to say, sounds good. And you can say, thanks for your help. Bye. Okay, so now you know everything you need to get a haircut in English. But I want to know, have you seen my Hairstyles video yet? In that lesson, I teach you all about different kinds of hairstyles. Okay, so if you haven't seen that video yet, go watch it. I'll put the link somewhere right up here. Okay, let's do some homework. What do you tell your hairdresser? What do you tell your hairdresser in English? Okay, I want you to tell me down there in the comments, and I'll see you over in the next episode of Mad English TV. Take care.